Hello everyone, my name is Gonzalo Durán and I'm running for public advocate for New York City. I am the Republican conservative candidate. I'm also the vice chairman for the Bronx Conservative Party and district leader for the 79th Assembly District. My background, I'm a former United States Marine Sergeant, Iraq veteran. I'm the CEO of Devil Dog USA Incorporated. I'm a chaplain and a community leader as well. It was pretty late when I got the message to come, and I'm very tired because I've done more events, and after the officiating process, I've been kicking with events back to back, at least 3 with Curtis in the last month, and a bunch of other events that we've been working on to try to push the agenda of getting our candidates not only into the office, but also having them prep for events and then for visibility in the media as well. So it's good to see people on the dais that I recognize, people in the crowd as well from different areas. So I know I'm here speaking as somebody, well, who is this guy? How did he get into the position? I just told you the basic background of my tenureship, but I want to talk about more regarding the type of person I am and why I'm in the position where I am today. When I came back home, I had a difficulty finding housing and a job, etc. Now, I already knew everything that you needed to do before getting out, and still, I had struggled through the cracks of the system. So when I came back, I said, well, how can I fix this? How is somebody going to pre-med at Fordham University can't get a job or can't find housing, even though I have the money in my pocket and I have the income coming in? Well, there's a lot, once again, there's a lot of cracks in the system, and I came to find out that I wasn't the only person dealing with that. So veterans coming back home, not getting the assistance that they need, but once again, we have the money, we have all the right, the background and everything that you need. In that capacity, once I figured out what the problem was, how to fix it, I started an organization and I did my best. Luckily, in that time frame, I started getting media attention at the national level. So with that, pushing towards the government for New York City, I'm happy to say that within a 2.5-year span, I was able to assist getting the Human Rights Act of 2017, which made it illegal for landlords not to let veterans use the GI Bill to get into housing. So once again, now that being said, a lot of candidates that come up here and speak, this area is a little different than the other areas, but a lot of us don't have a lot of legislative backwork, because let's say out of the 51 city council districts, there's only what, 4 or 5 that are Republicans endorsed by the conservatives. The rest are Democrats, so they don't want individuals like myself trying to get more background. So just to give you a little bit more on my category, I'm a NASDAQ opener, Father of the Year for New York City, Veteran of the Year for the Bronx, Humanitarian of the Year, etc., stuff like that. Now those are things that I got during my time period when I was with the Democratic Party, and I was, they were happy to work with me and stuff like that. But I've always been eccentric, and my policies haven't changed over the years. When it comes to how am I in the position I am with the Conservative Party and the Republicans, it's my fiscal aspects. I lean hard to the right when it comes to where our money is going, where it's spent, and how it's used. So, with that being said, I'd like to give a little information on what I saw during the campaign trail this year. So once again, although maybe the general public may not have seen me in my political capacity, but in the nonprofit world and with the candidates running for office, they know me very well because I reached the citywide at that level. While we were knocking on doors, I took the opportunity to speak to the individuals, constituents, the voters, and at the federal level, they're seeing the big changes that are necessary, but at the local level, we're still not there reaching it. You guys are already active in your community, civically, voters, etc. My goal is to reach the individuals that aren't voting or do not know the policies, or the numbers that we need to increase and push somebody like Curtis Sewell to become the next mayor of New York City. And I want to give a very small demographic of numbers, and please don't quote me on these numbers, but these are pretty generalized. Once again, across the city, we have 51 districts, and 4 or 5 are Republicans endorsed by conservatives, a few of them. And let's say the City Council District 17 is roughly 180,000 residents there. 80,000 are registered voters, 60,000 are registered Democrats. Now, they normally win with roughly 3,000 to 4,000 votes. So less than 5% controls the whole district, and then you multiply that by the government system that we're working in. And that's where the lapse in the problems that we're having. So where I'm trying to come in, I already have, let's say, the ability to get people to be motivated, work on, do the petitions. That I'm solidified there. My next goal is trying to get more visibility, not only in the media, but also in getting our candidates ready for debates and other things that normally some of us are not ready. You see a lot of people transition and cycle through the elections, but normally they disappear or they go into a different direction, consulting, etc. But how do we get to the point where we can push? And I can tell you right now, I have known Curtis Seward for roughly 2 years now. Because of my work and my background, I volunteered at the Brooklyn, the Broadway Junction Guardian Angels chapter over there. So I didn't go to him directly, but I was doing work in the nonprofit sector, and then I bumped into him, and now to be able to say that I'm on the ticket with him, that I'm working with them, he just called me a couple minutes ago, hey Gonzalo, what's going on? What we doing? And I'm like, this is Curtis Seward, it's a household name. This guy's calling me, checking on the candidates. I'm like, I can tell you right now, there's a lot of people in government that don't check on the lower level candidates that are running. And for somebody like him, he has my full support, 100%. I am a conservative member, but I can tell you right now, 99.9% of my dedication is towards that man. To make him and his dedication is checking on the candidates that are running for office, finding out the petitions they're going through, seeing if they have any events going on, or the work that's coming, and then collaborating with other organizations. Who's Ron? Ron? Ron, there you go. Thank you for shouting me out earlier. I'm shouting you out now for everything you're doing. Now, putting those...
Just had Curtis on the phone, by the way. Wanted to know if we spoke.
See what I mean? See what I mean? Right there. And those are the things that I see very different in this cycle. I'm very happy to be where I am. I'm honored to have the Republican line and the endorsements that I've been receiving since getting past the petition phase of the petitions has been very, very touching. So I'll finish off with this. One of the biggest problems that I see forward going into my candidacy is, for my campaign is, well, where do we get, what makes a viable candidate? That's one of the biggest things that we hear. Now, is it the amount of money that they get? Is it the publicity, the notoriety they have? I don't know, and because every time and every cycle and every person is different. Some people are good in speaking, some people are not. Some people are good in petitioning, some people are not. Some people can get events thrown in and hundreds of people to follow them. You know, all these things, do we have the perfect individual in every district, in every level? No, we don't. But what we don't have right now is people getting 100% support from the district so that they have a fighting chance to run for office. And that means getting the contributions, the endorsements, the support, the event. You know, you don't have to give money. You can also give resources and the ability to put them in a position like here today. Once again, I am tired. I've had a long week and a couple months of that, and I haven't taken a break. But I came here because there's one thing that I don't get on a regular basis. It's a warm reception. I have to fight these Democrats left and right, morning and night, right after I do my 9 to 5. And I do it because I believe that we have the ability this year to make a big difference. And the Bronx, we just got our first Republican city councilwoman, Christy Mamarado. And I think in other parts of the districts, if you look at the EDs, you see the differences in the red numbers. Now, me specifically, let's say for the Conservative Party, and I want to say, but when I speak about the Conservative, I'm also talking about the Republicans. So it's conservatism towards me. Now, regarding specifically for the Conservative Party, you know, I bring in about 100 to 150 new individuals to come into the party. Now, what does that mean? That means people that are willing to run for office, people that sign the petitions, people that might be able to contribute. So in those numbers, I've seen the growth and stuff like that. For my district in the borough, you know, I've helped assisted since becoming the vice chairman 2 years ago. We had a 30% increase in our numbers borough-wide. Now, I like to think that I've helped that in other places if I've actually brought in petitions and signatures with other boroughs as well, but I'm just gonna focus on my area specifically right now. That being said, when we ran before me, let's say 3 years ago, before that, they were having maybe 5 candidates per year, per cycle. Now, last year, we had 21 legislative positions. We put in for 21, we got 18. This year, there was 13. We put in for 13, and I think we're gonna finish off with 12. That means there are more people to run, more people to try to get contributions for, more people to do events, more visibility, and the most important thing, the Democrats are not walking into a position without opposition. Thank you very much.